So I wanted to do this video to talk about my experience working with Yaya Smith. Um, I remember how we met. I met her at a entrepreneur conference in New Orleans several years ago, and she didn't really tell me what she did. She told me that her and her husband and her family were urban gardeners, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I knew that this petite little woman was a little bit of a firecracker. And so we began to communicate via social media. And I was in a place in my life where I had been introduced to this topic of femininity, but I hadn't really got a grasp on it. And I knew that it was a key to a lot of areas of my life. The challenge that I was having was that everywhere I went to look to learn more about femininity, it was solely focused on dating and relationships, and that's important. But I knew that there was more to the story than that. You know, the thing about Yaya that's interesting is that it's not that it's hard to sum up what she does in one sentence, is that what she does is so expansive that I don't know if one sentence can contain it. And so I remember, I saw her talking about femininity and I was tuning into her live streams, and she opened up enrollment to her Flawless Femininity course. And I knew right then, I was like, I'm in there. And at the time she had bonus, like you could write her about a situation that you were having and she would give you like direct personal feedback. And I remember as I was going through Flawless Femininity and I was learning about how femininity was not just the outer trappings, was not just some uniform. And she likes to say, it's not a uniform, it's a blueprint. So thank you for that. That it showed me how femininity was an essential tool, skill, wand, if you will, in multiple areas of my life, that I started to see how being reconnected and healing my femininity, not finding it, because she shows you that it's always there and it's the stuff that gets on top of it that gets in the way, and what it truly is and what it truly is not, that I saw that how I didn't have it in areas where I thought that I was coming because I was dating somebody at the time and I didn't know why it wasn't working out. And I had heard about femininity from different people. And, like I said, it was all about dating, but I knew that there was more. And so from that course, I learned why I had problems with previous bosses and managers. I learned how I've had communication issues sometimes with my family and friends. I learned why I was, successful sometimes and not successful sometimes, and the inconsistency. I learned how to get out of the hustle and the grind, and that there was a totally different way to do life. And I think before that, I just thought, well, I need to just make sure my environment is pretty. I need to make sure that I'm pretty. I need to make sure that I watch my language. And that's kind of what was being fed to the masses. And I realized that while a lot of people had the trappings of femininity, that Yaya had the lifestyle and she had the wisdom and she had a basis. You hear so many times people talk about, have high standards, or, set healthy boundaries, or, know your worth. But nobody breaks down to you, well, how do I do that? Well, why exactly am I not doing that? What got in the way? Well, what is that supposed to look like? How is that going to benefit me in multiple areas of my life? And from there, I went on to have lots of private work with her. And I can tell you that it didn't take all day. Like, I started seeing results immediately, but you have to do the work. With anything, it will work if you work it. And I'm telling you, the woman that I am today did not exist before I started working with her. I had no idea the power of my femininity, the power of my influence, the power of my presence. The value of that, how to require that of others, whether it's in my business, whether it's in my friendships, whether it's in my interpersonal relationships, whether it's in my working relationships, even with myself, and even in my faith. One of the things as a believer for me that was so refreshing is that Yaya brought scripture basis to everything that she was teaching. And it was the first time that I had ever heard anybody really talk about femininity outside of the story of, Naomi, Ruth, and Boaz. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I've been looking for this for a long time. And I'm a different woman. I have an ease about me in life. I have a flow about things. I'm very well aware and able to adapt when I'm being overly masculine in an area or being overly stressed out or not in flow, as she likes to call it. I know when I am. I've learned to trust my intuition, the wisdom that has been given to all of us women. I've learned how to trust that and cultivate that and enhance that and rely on that. I've known how to communicate effectively with men, whatever role they play in my life, whether it is a father figure, an uncle, a cousin, a brother, a coworker, an employee, a boss, that and I have seen that these same men who didn't necessarily treat me bad before, I mean, they treated me fine, but to see what has come out of not them changing, me changing. And so if you're someone who's like, you know what, I hear that, Evelyn, that you know that femininity is more than just, girl, make sure your hair and nails is done, be cute and all of that. If you know that it's more than that, then I suggest you reach out to Yaya Smith. I would say the first thing you need to do is get a copy of her book, the Feminine Success book. And I love that her brand is all about feminine success, because it's about success in every area of your life, whether it's womb health, whether it's relational health, whether it's the dynamic with you and your children. Watching her teach principles about communicating with the masculine, communicating in a feminine way, and seeing her apply that with her own children and seeing the evidence of that. I was like, who is teaching this like this? And so I will forever be a part of her community. I will forever be in her world. I will forever be grateful, because I will never unlearn what I learned from her. I can't even tell you how I've been able to, just in general conversation with my friends, share nuggets, like pieces. They're not even fully immersed in her teachings, just pieces in conversations, and a piece here and a piece there has changed their life. I've seen it with my own family members. I've seen it with my friends. I've even seen it in my clients, because I've been able to integrate what I have learned from her even in working with my own clients, and my business is completely not related. So if you're a woman and you're like, people say that I can have it all, but I don't have to do it all, and you're like, I don't even know what that looks like, then you need to work with Yaya. Get her book, sign up for a strategy session with her, enroll in her programs, invest. Listen, I don't think you can actually put a price tag on how my life has been changed, because I will never unlearn it. I will forever be improved. And as I continue to grow and evolve, I'm forever in her debt. So, Yaya, thank you. I am a new woman, from the inside out, as she likes to say. And that's it, y'all. If you listen, whatever she's offering, whenever she's offering, get in. And I thought I was done. Here's the thing. The wisdom that she has is beyond her years. Like, when you I don't know how I know that you know that I know that that's true, but I know in my soul that what you're telling me is true, you're going to have that feeling. Go watch any of her lives. Go stalk her on social media. Read her book and tell me that I'm lying. That when you read something, even if it's sometimes hard to hear, because there were definitely things that I had to let go of that were hard to hear, right? But beneficial. But I knew in my knower, as the old folks used to say, that what she was saying was true. So with that being said, this is my testimonial for Yaya Smith, the leader in the feminine success movement. And if you want holistic feminine success and not spot feminine ideas, and you want somebody who's living it, not just looking like it, then Yaya Smith is the woman that you want to work with. So that's it. Love you, girl. Bye.